Okay, we're going to make a start. Silence, you're very good, aren't you? Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Making a Difference Awards. This year, the Oscars were hosted by the award-winning talk show host Jimmy Kimmel. The Brits were hosted by Britain's funniest man, Mo Gilligan. But ladies and gentlemen, the cost of living crisis is something that's affected all sectors of society, including our budget for these awards. So you've got me tonight, I'm afraid. Feeling the love, thank you, keep it up. Okay, so I'm Julian Skirm. It's really great to see so many people I recognise and lots of new faces tonight. You're all very welcome. And as well as being the Director of Social Responsibility, I'm kicking off the proceedings for this evening. My job is to be your host with the most, to provide the flow to your show and offer some sprite to your night. So we need, though, to start with some important housekeeping. So let me start with this. There's no planned fire alarm. So if you hear the alarm, it's real. We will need to leave immediately, and you'll be instructed by our fire marshals where to exit and where to gather. Some of you might have phones. Good reminder for me. Please turn these to silent. But don't turn them off, of course, because we'd like you to tweet about the evening. There's information on your tables. The hashtag is MAD Awards. And there's a very important competition using this same hashtag, which I'll explain a bit later. And also, please note that this event is being filmed and it's being live streamed on the University of Manchester's YouTube channel. So if you've got friends, colleagues, family members, etc. at home, please let them know and they can tune in and enjoy the evening as well. Which means I also need to say a quick hello to Nalin's mum, Sala Ben. Hello, Sala Ben. And also to my mum, Patricia, who are both, I understand, enthusiastically watching at home. So thank you very much to our mums. There you go. A link to our YouTube channel is pinned to the top of our Twitter account, and we're going to retweet it right now, so you can share that, and please send that by text, WhatsApp, etc., to anybody you think might want to tune in. So, what I'm going to do now is welcome to the stage our Vice President for Social Responsibility. So please give it up for Professor Nalin Thacker to formally open the awards. Nalin.
Thank you, Julian. Good evening, everyone. I must be going deaf. I thought I said good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Come on. As Vice President for Social Responsibility, it's my great pleasure and privilege to formally open Making a Difference Awards for Social Responsibility 2023. We have many great events and occasions at the university through the year. I know I speak for many people here tonight when I say that this event, along with the graduation ceremonies, is the real highlight of the year. For me personally, it's the event that makes me feel most proud to have studied at this university and to work for this university. Each year when we launch these awards, we wonder, is there a finite number of people who are contributing to our social responsibility agenda? Will we eventually run out of people who are put forward for recognition? And each year we are humbled and inspired to receive around 150 entries across 8 different categories from our staff, our students, our former students, and our external partners. Each year when we host these awards, I also wonder something else rather profound. Are there a finite number of puns that Julian can reasonably inflict upon us? And each year he manages to surprise us by plumbing to even greater depths and finding the worst of the worst. He's really like an Energizer bunny with bad taste. Before we carry on with tonight's proceedings, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to everyone here tonight. You're here for different reasons, as judges, as nominees, as participants, partners, stakeholders, and of course, dear friends of the university. But what binds you all together is your involvement in social responsibility at our university. This goal is still unique in UK higher education, and it is our shared belief that universities exist for the public good that brings us together in this celebration tonight. I hope you're all looking forward to tonight's awards as much as I am, even with Julian's terrible jokes, and I stress the word terrible. I promise it'll be a great night. I'd now like to invite the person who was responsible for placing social responsibility at the heart of everything we do, making it one of our 3 core goals, to share her welcome address with us, and that's of course our President and Vice-Chancellor, Dame Nancy Rothwell.
Thank you, Alan, and thank you, Julian, and welcome to everyone to our 2023 Making a Difference Awards for Social Responsibility. This is the 9th year we've hosted these awards, so remember another celebration next year, just in case anybody wasn't aware. It's our 200th anniversary, and it's also the 10th birthday of these, so yet another thing for a birthday. But it's different this year because it's the first to feature our new Chancellor, Nazir, who took up his 7-year tenure in October in an amazing ceremony in this very hall. Of course, as well as Nazir, we've so many different parts of our university community here together. So whether you're a member of staff, a current or a former student, a member of our board or General Assembly, an external partner or neighbour, or anybody who happens to be joining us online, wherever you are, including Nalin's mum and Julian's mum, hello, you're all very welcome indeed. And as we come towards the end of another year of success in social responsibility, I just want to share a few examples of what we've been up to advance our social responsibility and civic engagement plan. There are 5 key priorities of this. The first, on social inclusion, we've launched an ambitious new strategy in the autumn to embed equality, diversity and inclusion in everything we do. We've been busy getting information as part of our renewal of our Race Equality Charter, and being inclusive over the past year has meant responding to the significant cost of living crises. In this, as in many other things, we've worked closely with our Students' Union to implement what we believe is a sector-leading £9 million support package for our students. And we've also spent a similar amount of money on our staff to help them through this crisis. As the largest employer in the city that pays a living wage, we've supported Manchester City Council to help it to become an accredited living wage place. Another priority is prosperous communities. As part of the government's Innovation Accelerator Fund, we've launched 4 new projects on artificial intelligence, sustainable materials, proactive community health interventions, together with rapid genomic testing. And this will help to address local challenges in our city region. We've been advancing plans for Innovation District Manchester, a £2 billion joint innovation district venture between the University of Manchester and Bruntwood SciTech. And we've been supporting work to bring better jobs and businesses to the north of our city region through the new Atom Valley Mayoral Development Zone across Rochdale, Bury and Oldham. Our third priority is better health, and on this we're committed to tackling health inequalities, something that is a really serious problem in this region. And we're looking to build ways for local citizens and patients to be included in our research. We were awarded the largest increase of any university and hospital partnership, £59 million in the NIHR Manchester Biomedical Research Centre, which was an amazing achievement. A £7 million global health research unit on neurodevelopment and autism for children in South Asia is launching with the help of this university. And we've been supporting healthcare provision and education through a strategic partnership with the Kenyan government to tackle non-communicable diseases. And it is important to note that our social responsibility, of course, its heart is here in our city region, but its reach is global. The fourth priority, environmental sustainability. And we've been focused on building the long-term funding and strategies to support our 2038 zero-carbon ambitions for the campus. These are incredibly challenging, but also critical for our future. Pleasingly, we have exceeded targets to halve emissions from air travel compared to pre-pandemic levels, and we've exceeded targets to reduce the carbon intensity of our investments following our announcement of our full divestment from fossil fuel companies back in 2020. These are all on top of the impact of our world-leading research and teaching in areas such as sustainable materials, energy, and smart cities. And our fifth and final priority is cultural engagement. We officially opened the amazing £21 million First Light Pavilion at our Judrell Bank UNESCO World Heritage Site last summer. This was followed very recently by the reopening of our brilliant, expanded Manchester Museum after its £15 million Hello Future project, where it's attracting record visitor numbers and notorious queues down Oxford Road for entry into its new doors. Our Creative Manchester initiative, the Whitworth, the John Rylands Library have enjoyed a wonderful year of engaging events from the public and from our colleagues such as Professor of Public History, David Olushka, and our Professor of Sociology, Gary Younger, and our Professor of Popular Culture, John Savage. All this means we continue to meet and exceed the targets for social responsibility, which means, Julian, we need to raise the targets. We need to be ambitious for the future. We've also been busy applying to renew our gold watermark for public engagement, and we'll know about that in the autumn. We've submitted our assessment on public and community engagement for the government's knowledge exchange framework, another result to be known in the autumn. And following our submission of evidence across all 17 of the Sustainable Development Goals, we will find out at the end of this month how we've ranked in the Times Higher Global Annual SDG Impact Rankings. Fingers crossed we will be in the top 10. So there's much to celebrate at tonight's awards, both for the institution, for the people within it, and for our many, many partners. Let me just end by saying a huge thank you to everyone who's entered or nominated someone for an award or spent time on one of our many judging panels. We really appreciate your time and support. Everyone who features tonight, whether you're highly commended or win an entry, we should be very proud of your achievements. But the recognition our staff, students and partners receive tonight is, of course, so much more than a personal honour. By featuring your work tonight as exemplar achievements, we want this to be an inspiration for others to make their difference. This morning, I met with a group of visitors from the United States, and they asked me why I'd been at this university for over 30 years. And I said I could not imagine being at any other university anywhere else in the world. This is an amazing place, and it's thanks in part to all of you. And back to Julian for more jokes.
Thank you very much, Nancy. So it's my privilege to introduce in a moment to our new Chancellor, Nazir Afzal OBE. Many of you will know Nazir was the Chief Crown Prosecutor for North West England and formerly its Director in London. He was until recently Chief Executive of the country's Police and Crime Commissioners. During his career, Nazir's prosecuted some of the most high-profile cases in the country and advised on many others, leading nationally on legal topics that have included violence against women, child sexual abuse and honour-based violence. Of the 100,000 or so prosecutions Nazir oversaw each year, perhaps most famously, he led on the so-called Rochdale grooming gang prosecution. He currently works on the Independent Press Standards Organisation, advises the Welsh Government, my country, on gender-based violence, and sits on Google's Innovation Fund for counter-extremism. It's no wonder then that the New York Times said this: Nazir's enemies are a diverse lot. Nazir's received many accolades, too many to list here tonight, but to give you a flavour of the esteem in which he's held, Nazir was awarded an OBE by the late Queen Elizabeth in 2005. So with all his experience of receiving awards, we're really delighted to have you here tonight, Nazir, to hand out our prestigious Making a Difference Award. So can we put our hands together, everyone, for Nazir to come onto the stage? Thank you, Nazir. So are you looking forward to tonight, Nazir? Tell me how it feels to come here for your first Making a Difference Awards.
An absolute pleasure, Julian. Last night I was at the Pride of Manchester Awards, and I told everybody that this university is the Pride of Manchester. So it's a delight to join you. I was having selfies with Harry Maguire last night. And of course, that was one player that my son said I shouldn't have had a selfie with, as a United fan, strangely. And I was absolutely touched by the warmth of feeling people have for this institution, as I do. I mean, I'm uniquely privileged to be the Chancellor of this university. It's a real honour. As I think you just described a moment ago, Julian, I've probably spent most of my career dealing with the worst of humanity. And here I am dealing with the best of humanity. And that, to me, is a real honour. You've been talking about mothers. Your mother's watching. Nana's mother's watching. My mother was sat there when I got my honorary doctorate 6 or 7 years ago. She's not with us anymore, but she's watching. So I think we should recognise that. And I should also point out that my youngest son passed his driving test this afternoon. And so his mother, my wife, is very happy too. I genuinely can't wait to learn about what's been happening in social responsibility. That was one of the reasons why I was so keen to put my name forward for the role of Chancellor. Every institution in this country, 140-odd universities, have teaching, research, and maybe something else. You're the only one that has social responsibility. And that is so important. There's no point doing what you do unless you recognize the context in which you do it. And that's what drove me here, and that's why I'm so delighted to be part of these awards. These are the first of 7, I hope, over the next 7 years. And it's going to be a real delight, Julian, to be able to meet everybody who's being recognized tonight.
Thanks, Nazir. So, Nazir, you're definitely going to get to shake a lot of hands tonight, and we're all really delighted for you to be here. But you might not know this, but Lem brought us a lot of poetry to these awards. And we're really similarly keen to build on your professional skills and experience. So one thing we wanted to clear up with you, Nazir, is are bad puns a prosecutable offence?
What do you think? It's difficult to say. What I can say, by the way, I'm no longer insured to give legal advice. That's my response to everybody that stops me on a bus or a train when they see me on telly and say, can you help me? I can't. But I will tell you that if I see or hear anything that contravenes the Defamation Act 2013, I'll tell you that. And of course, if you ask a silly question, Julian, you'll get a silly slander.
I could prosecute him for that maybe, but we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, Nazir. So I've also got a little surprise for everyone tonight on the theme of desert island discs. Nancy will remember this from last year. Like your predecessor, Lem, and like Nancy, you've been enshrined in the Desert Island Discs Hall of Fame. In fact, this pattern has led many people to start looking at desert island discs to predict our future Chancellor in 7 years' time. So, for example, Joe Malone featured in the episode straight after Nancy Rothwell, but we were worried that this would it really make sense for the university?
I think he meant sense, as in Joe Malone sense. Is that right? Yeah.
Come on.
Guilty as charged. Yeah.
Tom Daly featured in 2018, and we thought that was a great choice for Chancellor, but we were worried that our rankings could take a dive, which left us to look back to 2011, where the star guest was Vidal Sassoon, who we thought would make a fabulous ambassador for the university, although any fringe benefits would be lost for colleagues like Nalin and I. But coming back to your own desert island discs, Nazir, you had some pretty interesting and surprising choices. Check them out. We thought, anyway, when we were looking at them. And to help us make sure everyone's paying attention tonight, we wanted to run a special Nazir's Desert Island Discs competition. We have subtly crafted into the script of tonight's awards quite a few of Nazir's favourite songs. The first person to spot any of these throughout the night needs to name the song using the hashtag MAD Awards, and we've got our adjudicators down here. And if you get to do this, you'll get a special signed copy of Nazir's autobiography. I really recommend it, by the way, even if you don't win. As soon as Nazir became our Chancellor, I read this. It's an amazing book called The Prosecutor. So if you want to win a signed copy, be quick tonight. We won't be counting one of your tracks, Sir Nazir, because it's called One by Mary J. Blige, and I think we'd run out of books if we gave out a prize for every time we mentioned one. So is this all okay for you, Nazir?
Look, as long as whoever wins doesn't jump around, He wrote that one. I can't take any credit for it or discredit for it at all.
Thanks, Nazir. So let me explain now how tonight's going to work. We're making awards in 8 categories from staff, students, alumni, and partners of the university. And for each category, we will have guest presenters who will reveal highly commended awards and an overall winner. And we want all our highly commended entries to come up onto the stage to receive their certificates. Then the overall winners in each category will receive one of these trophies, and we'll then see a short film about each winner which highlights the impact of their work, including reference to how they're addressing some of the sustainable development goals. This year we also have the Manchester Evening News here with us. They're going to be interviewing winners just in the room next door, and they're going to do a special feature about our work on social responsibility. So if you win, once you come up, we'll be whisking you off to another room just briefly to get your reaction about how you feel about winning. We also have an interval around 7:30 p.m, so if you need to go to the toilet or get a drink, you can do that, and the awards will finish around 8:30. So let's get started. So to present our first award for Outstanding Contribution to Widening Participation, it gives me great pleasure to invite our Head of Widening Access, Cherie Palmer, onto the stage. Give it up to Cherie, please.
Thank you, Julian. Okay, so in the category of Outstanding Contribution to Widening Participation, this is a category that recognises contributions to creating fairer access to higher education. The first highly commended award for widening participation goes to a student-organised project aiming to increase diversity in sciences through outreach activities. Congratulations to UMPO, the University of Manchester Physics Outreach Team. The second highly commended award goes to a project promoting the midwifery professions to young people of diverse heritage, often from communities who experience inequality in health outcomes. This award goes to Christine Ferber, Sylvia Collins, Kathy Murphy, and Shirley Brown for the With Women project. And the winner for Outstanding Contribution to Widening Participation is a project that's provided UCAS personal statement support to over 1,400 students from underrepresented backgrounds. So congratulations go to Tom Fryer for Right on Point.
brilliant PhD.
Thanks, Cherie.
Tom Fry.
We're now going to watch a
kind of
film.
embodies what we mean by social responsibility and making a difference in the University of Manchester. So he does really good research, but he also wants to put that research into practice. And that's where Right on Point comes along. So Right on Point was an initiative that he co-founded a number of years ago to help students from less privileged backgrounds who don't have strong connections to write their personal statement in order to get into universities. And he's particularly interested in how selective universities use a personal statement to choose between different kinds of students. This initiative's been a massive success, and it's benefited thousands of students over the years. But Tom didn't just stop there. What Tom has done recently, he started to lobby UCAS about their policy. And Tom and I co-authored a piece for the Higher Education Policy Institute earlier in the year, which called for reform and set out a number of options. So I think it's a really good example of someone who has made a difference through his research and continues to do so. And it's a difference that will be felt by potentially 750,000 young people every year as they complete their application for university entry. So congratulations, Tom. Thoroughly deserved, and keep up the good work.
Well done, Tom, and thanks very much, Cherie. Our next award is for Equality, Diversity and Inclusion, which promises to take us all around the world. So can I welcome to the stage our Director of Equality, Diversity and Inclusion, Banji Adewumi, and our academic lead for EDI, Rachel Cowan, to present this award.
Double act. Good evening, everyone. We're delighted to present these awards for outstanding contribution to equality, diversity and inclusion. These awards recognise excellence from both staff and students.
The first highly commended award goes to a project supporting women going through menopause or any other significant hormonal challenge through guidance, inspiration, discussion and support. Congratulations goes to Vanessa Cohen and the University of Manchester Menopause Support Group, who cannot be here tonight, but please put your hands together for her and the team. The second highly commended award goes to a project that established a support network to help postgraduate parents and carers navigate the university's policies and UK systems. Congratulations go to Perpetual Idehan and the PGR Parents, Carers and Guardians Group. Yes.
So now for this category's overall winners. So we have 2 student winners and 1 staff winner in this category. Our first student winner is for a project that addresses gender disparity and equality in education, called Elimisha Msichana Elimisha Jamii na Astronomia, Swahili for Educate a Girl, Educate the Entire Community. This award goes to Anne and Jerry.
Elimisha Msichana Elimisha Jamii means educate the girl, educate the whole community in Swahili. This program was set up in 2019 by PhD student Anne Najeri Niendo. And she saw that a lot of girls in rural Kenya were not getting the opportunity to complete their education past a pretty basic primary school level. And she really wanted to do something to address that. So Anne was really keen that women across Kenya should have the same opportunities in education that she herself has had. So she used her contacts and set up this quite wide network in rural Kenya of schools, teachers and tutors. The tutors come in and deliver STEM workshops and training in areas such as physics and astronomy. We've also got people acting as role models, providing direct mentorship to the girls to support them to stay in education. She's found funding for computers to put in these schools so girls have the chance to develop computer literacy skills, many of them for the first time. And she's been very keen to reach out to parents and involve them in the network as much as possible and really let them know why it's so important that girls should stay in education. In some cases, she's actually provided funding to families to pay the school fees directly for these girls. So Anne has now reached well over 1,000 girls and has tracked their progress as she's gone. And she's found that many of them are absolutely thriving in education now, whereas previously they might have dropped out long ago. A lot of them are now studying STEM subjects that they previously thought were more for boys than for girls. And many of them now have career goals that they probably wouldn't have had or probably didn't seem possible to them a few years ago. So it's amazing the difference that she's made in the lives of so many young women while herself studying for a PhD. Congratulations, Anne. I'm so pleased for you. This is really well deserved. You should be very proud. You've made such a difference in the lives of so many young women, and I know that you'll continue to do so. Well done.
Our second student winner goes to the Northwest's only fully inclusive, small-sided football league for women, non-binary and transgender individuals. Congratulations go to Beth Barnes for the Alternative Football League.
Well, participation in sport is very important for mental health and well-being, but participation and access to sport is not equal. Women, for example, were excluded from football by the FA for 50 years, and currently transgender and non-binary people face also exclusion from FA-regulated leagues. The Alternative Football League was set up by Beth Barnes in order to provide a fully inclusive arena for people of non-binary, transgender and women to come together to play football in a very friendly and inclusive way. Well, the league has spread across the Northwest and currently has 28 teams and 350 individuals are playing. And as well as football, they provide free mental health workshops, and so it's really helped encourage and provide support and improve the mental health of a large number of individuals. So I'd just like to say a big congratulations to Beth for bringing her passion to sport to so many people and making such a huge difference to people's lives.
Fantastic. And now for the staff winner in this category. This award goes to a project which aims to advance gender equality across the international higher education sector. This award goes to Dr. Laura Richards and Dr. Diane Harris for the project Advancing Gender Equality Through Global Collaboration. And we're going to do this different with a big wave. Yes. Dr. Laura Richards and Dr. Diane Harris.
So Laura and Diane have been looking at a really important issue, which is gender equality, which exists throughout our society and in our organisations and is limiting our potential. They've been working with universities and research institutions in India and Brazil. They've established a multidisciplinary team to share experiences of advancing gender equality and establishing principles and frameworks such as Athena Swan. So what it's done is create a real vibrant community of engaged and active and supportive people who are advancing gender equality in their local and contextual settings. It's made a visible difference to them as individuals, but it's also helping them develop action plans and really gain senior leadership support for this important initiative. So I'd like to say a huge thank you to Laura and Diane. They've shared so generously their expertise, their time, and gone above and beyond their current roles in this work.
Thanks, Rachel and Banjin. Well done, the winners. Amazing work. So let's move on to the next award now, which is for outstanding contribution to environmental sustainability, where I understand there's about a 1 in 10 chance of winning this year due to the incredible number of entries. So can I ask up to the stage our academic lead for sustainability teaching and learning, Jen O'Brien, and our head of environmental sustainability, Richard Smith, to announce the winners, please. Thank you.
Evening, everyone. I'm Richard. This is Jen.
Hello.
So, this award recognises excellence for environmental sustainability and a low-carbon future. It says low carbon here. I'm going to go zero carbon future through our teaching, research and university operations. In this category, we celebrate innovation that leads to significant reductions in our environmental impact while maintaining and enhancing our world-leading research and teaching. So the highly commended award goes to a veteran of these awards, a fantastic student-led project, I've been there myself, which runs a low-waste shop selling healthy and sustainable products to promote sustainable lifestyles. So big congratulations to Want Not Waste.
I get the gold envelope. Ooh. Thank you. Thanks, Richard. And in a shock twist, we have 2 winners in this category. So our first winner is a project that identified best practice and produced guidance to support positive change behaviours in sustainable travel practices within the Faculty of Science and Engineering. So congratulations to, drumroll please, the Faculty of Science and Engineering Sustainable Travel Working Group.
Climate change and the transition to net zero emissions is one of the biggest challenges facing us as a planet and as individuals. This project is set to tackle the challenges of Scope 3 emissions. These are emissions arising from business travel. Dr. Lawrence Stamford is the head of environmental sustainability within the Faculty of Science and Engineering. In 2021, he led a task and embed group to look at how we can collectively tackle Scope 3 emissions. The project led by Lawrence Stamford has made tremendous difference and continues to make a difference. Through their recommendations, we now have a framework for periodic review of emissions. We also have clear guidance for the faculty, and so far our emissions have been falling as a faculty from business travel. I think Dr. Lawrence Stamford has made a difference, not only personally, but that he has empowered others to make informed choices around business travel. Lawrence, I could not think of any other person worthy of this award. Congratulations and well done, and congratulations to all the Task and Embed group.
Such fantastic work. And now for the next winner. So this award goes to a project that has completely redesigned the Sustainable Materials Innovation Hub Lab with practices to align their research ethos, encouraging sustainable practices. Congratulations go to Dr. Christina Pickin and Greening Labs for making the hub genuinely sustainable.
Greening Labs is aiming to tackle the sustainability of how labs not only operate, but also how researchers go and conduct their experiments as well. The project tackles the issue by inspiring people to have a more sustainable ethos behind how they work, and also by actually implementing framework for the lab to follow, again, to make us more sustainable. The project has made a huge difference. The Sustainable Materials Innovation Hub has gone from having a bronze leaf award straight through to gold in just a year, and we're also gaining momentum in terms of networking with the rest of the faculty, and again with the goal to improve everyone's lab sustainability. I'd like to congratulate Christina Pickin for spearheading our LEAF efforts.
Thanks, Jen and Richard. It must have been really tough for the judges in that category. Lots of excellent entries. So our next award for this evening is for Outstanding Benefit to Society through Research. And for this award, I'd like to invite two of our Vice Deans for Social Responsibility, Mahesh Namalan and Dimitris Papatra-Dimitriou. Please come up to the stage.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Mahesh and Dimitris. For the award of Outstanding Benefit to Society through Research, we have 3 highly commended entries and 2 overall winners.
The first highly commended award goes to a project which demonstrated that placental growth factor testing reduced the time to make a diagnosis of preeclampsia, a dangerous condition for pregnant women and their unborn children. So congratulations go to Dr. Kay Dahig and Professor Jenny Myers with placental growth factor testing for suspected preeclampsia. The next highly commended award goes to a project which showed that water companies are the main cause of microplastic contamination in UK rivers and connected microplastic pollution of rivers with the national scandal of water companies dumping untreated sewage. So, congratulations go to Professor Jamie Woodward, Dr. Rachel Hurley, Dr. Yawei Lee, and Professor James Rothwell for microplastic in UK rivers, getting to the bottom of the problem. A third project to be highly commended is a project which is helping to achieve the UK's net zero ambition while addressing the challenges of public perception and associated costs. So well done to the Dalton Nuclear Policy Group.
Now, to the winners in this category, let me open this brown envelope that has been passed to me. It's not brown, it's actually gold. The first award goes to a project which established a national data set of women with increased risk of developing breast cancer, leading to improved patient access, outcomes, and experiences. Congratulations go to Professor John Radford, Dr. Sasha Howell, Professor Richard Cowan, Dr. Joanna Williams, and Mr. Elsita Payne.
The problem that we're facing is that women treated at a young age for Hodgkin lymphoma have an increased risk of breast cancer, and this is due to the treatment that they've received, particularly radiotherapy that incorporates breast tissue. So the issue that needs to be tackled is developing a screening program for early detection to improve outcomes for these young women. John has really led the way in terms of developing BARD, which stands for Breast Cancer After Radiotherapy Dataset. So this is a national data set for women in England who've been treated with radiotherapy between the ages of 10 and 35. And it's a national resource aimed at identifying when these women are at increased risk of breast cancer, then notifying their screening centres, who then go on to invite those women to a screening appointment. And this has been operational now for just over 2 years since it was launched in January 2021. This has already made an incredible difference to women in terms of saving lives, but it's also enabled us to do further research, and we've got some follow-on projects that are planned looking at artificial intelligence using scans for these patients. So none of this would have been possible without BARD, which is a truly inspirational piece of work. I'd just like to say an enormous congratulations to John. You've been tireless in your efforts in terms of getting this off the ground, and you've not only been, it's not only been an inspirational project, but you've been an inspiration to others around you, showing us how to really succeed in research. So Thank you for that, and an enormous congratulations on this award.
Amazing work. The next winner in this category is for Emerging Impact, and the award goes to a project which devised and led the acute bundle of care for intracerebral hemorrhage patients, dramatically leading to the dramatic reduction in mortality. And congratulations go to Adrian Perry-Jones, Lisa Brunton, Kate Woodward-Nutt, and Emma McManus.
So Adrian and his team were looking to tackle the problem of intracranial hemorrhage. That is when a bleed occurs within the substance of the brain itself. It's a form of stroke, typically the most severe form of stroke, and it has a very adverse prognosis if you're a patient that suffers this. And at the time Adrian and the team were beginning this work, really the prognosis of ICH, intracranial hemorrhage, in the NHS hadn't changed for some years. So there was a clear case of need to improve this for patients. So Adrian and the team cleverly noticed that there were 3 guideline-mandated interventions in acute ICH which weren't really being implemented because there wasn't a framework within which they could readily be implemented by acute care teams. And so what he and the team did was generated a bundle of care in the acute setting for ICH which enabled these 3 things to be put together. So in 2015-2016, which is when Adrian and the team got started on this, the ABC ICH was implemented at Salford. And very quickly it was clear that this was saving lives. So it reduced the mortality rate by 10% and was saving about 2 lives every month at Salford, and still is doing so. So following the success of the project, Adrian and the team have rolled this out with the assistance of Health Innovation Manchester and other northern academic health science networks to the entire of the north of the country. They've generated an app which makes it easy for teams to sign up to the project and participate. I think this is a fantastic project, and I think it absolutely epitomises the commitment of the University of Manchester and its NHS partners to impact beneficially the lives of patients, both in GM and beyond.
Thank you very much, really inspiring and humbling work, thank you. So now for something completely different, our Sustainability Challenge Photography Competition. Now this is part of our Ethical Grand Challenges programme, which ensures that all students, regardless of their study discipline, can contribute to key challenges facing society and the environment. And all undergraduate and postgraduate students were invited to take part in the competition by submitting a photo which highlighted an issue of sustainability that mattered to them. Entries were shortlisted by a panel of judges which included staff from across the university, our Students' Union, and also design agency Blush. A shortlist of 6 photos went to a public vote through Facebook and Instagram, and over 4,200 people engaged with these issues by voting online, which was amazing. So well done to everyone who is shortlisted, and I'd now like to announce the 3 overall winners who are going to receive a cash prize matched with a contribution to a charity of their choice. So they're not here, I don't believe, but we're going to put some rounds of applause because they might be watching online, of course. So In third place, I'd like to say that this award is given to Junyi Guo for their photo, Lonely Relict Gull on a Barren Ground. Please put your hands together for them. Second place goes to Zuodo Shi for their work, Breath of Yellow River. Put your hands together for them, please. And Pete, the winner is, drum roll. He was chatting and I could see him. Thank you. Asim Hisham for the image, Ice and Us. You can see those photos at the back. So congratulations to Asim, Zuodo, and Junyi and all the other entrants for entering. So thank you very much to everyone who took part. Now, if you haven't done so already, when we have a break, please, you have to go up on the stage. Do have a look. We've got all 8 shortlisted entrants. You can look at them in the interval or at the end of the evening. So our next awards now are a bit different to other awards. There are special achievement awards, and I'd like at this moment to ask over Nazir to come here to tell us more about these and hand them out. So back to Nazir, please.
Thank you, Julian. Just like you, I'm absolutely blown away by what I've seen so far. It's been extraordinary, hasn't it? I mean, we improve lives, we save lives. It's just mind-blowing. When I first took on the role, I went for a walking tour of the university and I needed an ice bath afterwards. It was enormous. And I didn't know half of what the university holds, its custodian for, etc., etc. But I've certainly learned that. And it's been an exceptional year, I think we said at the outset, for 2 of our cultural institutions, the Manchester Museum and Jodrell Bank. It was just under a year ago, I think, that Jodrell opened the First Light. It was June 2022. The First Light Pavilion is a uniquely designed structure created to open up the Jodrell's inspirational heritage with a permanent exhibition on the pioneering stories of Jodrell Bank. In February this year, the Manchester Museum, as we've heard, reopened its doors after 15 million pounds, 20 million pounds, I don't know how much it was, but a lot of money. And I was fortunate enough to be at the opening of the museum, several openings of the museum, Esme. The beauty of the golden mummies, the fame of Stan the dinosaur were great to see, but I was personally proud of the co-created South Asian Gallery, created as a true partnership with our South Asian communities. Now, it'll probably be no surprise to you that I'm of South Asian heritage. And my family came here 61 years ago. And when they came here, they had nothing, and they brought nothing. I think my father had £7 in his pocket. It was very little. But we came here to take advantage of the opportunities that this country has provided and continues to provide. We struggled. Some of the struggles are evident, and I won't need to touch on them anymore. But I think it's important to recognize the experiences of the diaspora. And that's what the museum and the South Asian Gallery does exceptionally in explaining, sharing, telling you about the experience of those of us from that diaspora. Now, we've had many nominations across several categories for both the Jodrell and for Manchester Museum. And we could have given every award to them, but we felt it was only right to create 2 special awards this year to recognize the significant impact that these 2 amazing parts of our university have made. So the first special award goes to Jodrell Bank for their work which reimagined the participation of the public with the observatory, providing opportunities for many more members of the public to get involved. The work fuses science, culture, and education. Congratulations to the team at First Light at Jodrell Bank. Please come up and collect your special award.
Give those and stuff in the middle,
I haven't been yet. I'm coming. Right. And the next special award goes to the Hello Future team at Manchester Museum. As well as being a transformational capital programme, creating new gallery space, the museum has used this as an opportunity to create the most inclusive, imaginative, and caring museum that you might encounter. It's doing this through building new relationships with communities, genuinely co-creating. I mean, it's not a tick box. You really are co-curating work with others and including a more proactive approach to repatriation, social justice, and anti-poverty work. So well done to the Hello Future team at the Manchester Museum, and would you please come up and collect your Special Achievement Award?
Special award for the largest team to be on stage so far as well. We'll perhaps give you another trophy for that later. So it's now time for a quick interval. Why should I cry for you? You have time for a drink and a chance to stretch your legs. So please come back in 15 minutes, just over 15 minutes, 7:20 on the dot we'll be starting. If you don't know where the toilets are, there's one or two outside, there's more downstairs, and there's more drinks, alcohol and non-alcoholic, so please recharge your glasses. See you at 7:20. Thanks very much. So welcome back after the break. I hope I had an opportunity to grab a drink. I saw some people putting wine into glasses of orange juice just over there. That's cheating, but I hope you've all had an opportunity to get a drink, and I saw lots of you checking out the photography. Thanks for doing that. So we're on to our fifth award tonight, which is Outstanding Contribution to Social Innovation and Environmental Impact through Enterprise. And with this award, we're really talking about a revolution in innovation and change. And this award will be handed out by Lynn Bianchi, our Vice Dean for Social Responsibility in the Faculty of Science and Engineering. Please come up, Lynn.
Hi. So the category for Outstanding Contribution to Social Innovation and Environmental Impact through Enterprise recognises innovation through the creation of novel solutions to societal and environmental problems in either an emerging project or an existing enterprise. So, the first highly commended award goes to a project ensuring that inequalities and the pandemic aren't a reason for poor learning outcomes. Congratulations to Malavika Krishnan for one thing that should never be taken away from you is your education. So the second highly commended award goes to a project that helps Greater Manchester-based SMEs overcome barriers to sustainability by providing free support in the form of advice, assessment and innovation. Congratulations to the Sustainable Materials Innovation Hub team. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now for the winner of this category. This award goes to a project that created a model to calculate end-to-end carbon costs of operating bioenergy with carbon capture and storage. Congratulations to Dr. Muir Frere, Dr. Claire Goff, Dr. Andrew Welf, and Dr. Amanda Lee Langton for improving industrial processes through bioengineering with carbon capture and storage.
This work tackles a common issue for bioenergy. It's a very important resource for tackling climate change, but it's also a very diverse resource. So how beneficial it is largely hinges on the supply chain behind that resource getting to the end user. And this tool is a way of understanding that supply chain and making it as beneficial and cost effective as it can be. So this tool addresses the need head on by looking at where bioenergy is spatially relative to the user, so a user can take the tool and they can see on a map where biomass resources are located, and they can calculate the environmental and cost implications of using a particular bioenergy resource by a particular mode of transport to get to the end user. The tool has already been very well received by industry and policymakers and has had direct application in the glass industry and the energy sector, helping industrial partners to understand the most appropriate bioenergy resource for their end use directly. Congratulations to Muir, Amanda, Claire and Andrew for their innovative work. It's having real impact out in industry and in policy and on the climate.
The next award is for Outstanding Professional Services for Social Responsibility, and this award is going to be presented by Patrick Hackett. Patrick is our Registrar, Secretary and Chief Operating Officer, and he's also my boss. So an extra warm welcome to the one and only amazingly awesome Patrick Hackett.
Good evening, everybody. So we have over 5,000 staff working in professional services right across our university in a whole range of roles in IT, in people in OD, in EDI, in communications, in estates, in finance, in teaching and research support, in technical, in manual areas, in hospitality. A whole range of skills and expertise right across professional services. And these colleagues work to promote our core goal of social responsibility. This year, we have 2 highly commended prizes and 1 overall winner. The first highly commended award for Outstanding Professional Services for Social Responsibility goes to a project which ensured that the clearance of the North Campus happened in as sustainable a way as possible in preparation for IDM. An enormous undertaking for anybody who has any knowledge at all of the move from the North Campus. So a huge congratulations to the campus cleaning team. Well done to the campus cleaning team. And our second highly commended award for outstanding professional services for social responsibility goes to a project that created the Queen's Green Canopy project, which sustainably produced compost from our Sustainable Materials Innovation Hub, who we've heard about already tonight. So a huge congratulations to our Environmental Services Unit landscape team. Congratulations. Congratulations again to the Environmental Services Unit team. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, into the golden envelope. So our winner, this award goes to a project which devised a range of inclusive work placements within our student administration and finance teams, allowing some of our existing staff within our residences teams to build their technical and administrative skills in a supportive environment. A really innovative project. Congratulations go to Tracy Gallimore, Fiona Day, and Ewa Edwards with the DSE Career Development Scheme.
This project is designed to make sure that our staff colleagues in residences have the opportunity to try new roles and develop new experience that can help them in their career progression. To tackle this through the project, we offered short and longer term work placements for colleagues from our residences teams to come to the Student Services Centre to help with our start of year activities, to give them the opportunity to learn new systems and processes and meet new colleagues and learn new skills that would really help them in their career progression, and to help them decide if it was somewhere that they wanted to explore further. So the impact's been huge for our colleagues. This was a project that was identified in partnership with the Directorate's Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Committee to give a career pathway and progression opportunities to colleagues that wouldn't otherwise have had them. So we've been really pleased to play a part in this, and it's meant that our colleagues have been able to develop the skills and experience to apply for new roles, and also to be able to inform the development of the apprenticeship scheme within the area. Huge thank you to Tracy, Eva and Fiona for pulling this all together and for giving the opportunity to these staff. I know that they have really valued the chance to work with us and do something outside of their usual day-to-day, so it's had a huge difference and we couldn't have done it without you, so thank you very much.
Well done colleagues.
Well done, everyone. And didn't you think Patrick did an amazing job of presenting that? I did. The best, I thought. So, our next award is for public and community engagement. This is a monster, just to warn you, with 4 subcategories. So as Nancy said at the start of the evening, it's been a really busy year for us in terms of public engagement. We've recently applied for a gold watermark, which we hope we will get in the autumn. We've also launched a new strategy, a public engagement framework. So lots going on. So presenting these awards tonight really is this woman's work. So can I welcome to the stage our academic lead for public engagement, Professor Sheena Cruikshank, and fellow judge and community leader, Atia Chowdhury.
just milking the moment. Where are you? Okay, so these awards for outstanding public engagement and community engagement recognise the work of our university to ensure that organisations and the public are an integral part of what we do, from a local to global scale. There are several subcategories in this section, and our first is Outstanding Contribution by our cultural institutions.
Thank you. So the first highly commended award for this category goes to an amazing exhibition at our Whitworth Gallery, led by an intersectional group of people who self-identify as LGBTQIA+. Congratulations to Dominic Bilton, Imogen Holmes-Rowe, and Victoria Hartley with Undefining Queer Project exhibition.
So now for the big reveal, if I can open it. Ooh, good start. Just throw it away. Right, so now for the Cultural Institution winner for public engagement, and this award goes to a project based at the Manchester Museum to create inclusive educational pathways for neurodiverse young people. And so this goes to Pink College in the Manchester Museum Learning and Engagement Team.
College are aiming to tackle the lack of good quality and appropriate education for young neurodiverse people and inclusive and meaningful ways into work and higher education. Pink College has a model where they're based in heritage and cultural settings and provide excellent education for young neurodiverse people. Being based in Manchester Museum has enabled them to gain access to different cultural venues and museums across Yorkshire, the North West and the West Midlands. But most importantly, it's for those young people who really have been given good quality education and also an opportunity to get good quality work experience and creative pathways into higher education and work. I'd like to say a huge congratulations and well done to every single young person who is involved in Pink, and also the amazing and brilliant staff who work. They are wonderful, and I just say thank you and well done.
Long one. So our next public engagement category is Outstanding Contribution to Local and Civic Engagement.
Great, thank you. So we have 3 highly commended awards and 2 winners in this category. The first highly commended goes to a project which consulted with the most vulnerable members of the Rochdale Pakistani communities to co-create a call to action document that has been used to inform policy and service changes that directly benefit members of the Pakistani communities. Congratulations to the team for the Pakistani community's call to action in Rochdale project. The second highly commended goes to a project at the Whitworth, which has helped break the taboo of stillbirth through a series of creative workshops involving women from Greater Manchester's Jewish community. Well done to the team behind Still Life, Pregnancy and Loss in the Jewish community. The third highly commended goes to a student-led initiative that provides weekly group meetups to create a safe and friendly environment for refugees and asylum seekers to practice their spoken English and gain confidence. Congratulations to the Convo Club.
Congratulations. So we have two winners in this category. So the first award goes to a Greater Manchester campaign that aimed to start a conversation about self-harm with older people, to encourage them to seek support and to raise awareness with those around them. Congratulations go to... Don't brush it under the carpet.
So the Don't Brush It Under the Carpet campaign was designed to open up conversations around self-harm in older adults. We know this is a big issue because self-harm in older adults is actually increasing. This campaign was co-created by a working group and people who are older adults in Greater Manchester. They had a number of different focus groups where they talked about these issues, and they had a graphic minute taker, which was really excellent. They were also very careful to include people who may be underrepresented in these areas, so people from minority ethnic groups and LGBTQ+ backgrounds. The Don't Brush It Under the Carpet campaign has proven to be a catalyst for obtaining funding to set up an older adults mental health group in Greater Manchester. And it's also been part of work that is trying to transform services for people who've harmed themselves nationally. So it's really done some fantastic work in opening up these conversations around self-harm in older adults and in transforming mental health services. Absolute congratulations on being involved in the Making a Difference Awards. I absolutely love this project, as you know, and I'm so delighted that you are being recognised for this fantastic work that you've done.
Absolutely fabulous. What a fantastic project. So now for the second winner in this category. And this award goes to a student-led initiative focused on promoting the importance of oral health in primary schools at a Key Stage 1 level. So congratulations go to Yasmin Igonu, Rachel Lee, Annabelle Johnson, and Olivia Nelson for dentists in primary schools.
So the Manchester Paediatric Dental Students Society is just fantastic in that they're addressing our very high rate of dental decay amongst children here in the Northwest. Firstly, by educating our patients in schools, and also by educating our dental students by podcasts and quizzes. So they've raised the profile of paediatric dentistry here in Manchester, which is just amazing. So the project tackles this issue in a number of ways. So first and foremost, they're attending schools in underprivileged areas with dental volunteers and teaching the children about diet and brushing through play. It's been amazingly successful. Feedback has been fantastic from the schools. They've been invited back again, and also from the dental volunteers who've loved the experience. They're now expanding to the HIPPO project, which is looking at education around antenatal care. And from the point of view of educating our students, they've run 10 really successful podcasts with a variety of issues, and also an online quiz. As well as that, they run some anatomy follow-up and revision courses for our Year 1 undergrads. I think the impact has been amazing, really. Within schools, the children have given amazing feedback. The school teachers have been delighted. As I said, they've invited the students back. The students themselves have given fantastic feedback. They've enjoyed meeting children, which some of them never have, so it's helped them a lot with their career. And also from an educational point of view, feedback around the podcast and the quiz have been great. I'd like to say huge and well-deserved congratulations to the group. It's so fantastic. The work they've done has been amazing, and they're highlighting the best specialty in the world, of course, which is paediatric dentistry.
So now to our next Public and Community Engagement Awards, this time for Outstanding Public Contribution. Here we have one highly commended award and one winner. The highly commended award goes to a project involving the Whitworth young people and our local communities creating the Alliance to highlight effective youth practice in the city. Well done to Eugene Sobers for the Youth Alliance.
big reveal. And now the winner for Outstanding Public Contribution. This award goes to a project encompassing the rewilding of green spaces, monitoring pollution levels and climate advocacy that serves to benefit the local community. Congratulations go to Joel Cartwright, Daniel Mosseb, Zoe Hopkins and Gordon Fleer for Ardwick Stepping Stones.
Ardwick Climate Action is a group of very passionate and concerned local residents that are working to improve their local area. So through a series of engagement activities and small projects to create cleaner and greener environments across Brunswick and Ardwick, they're hoping to improve their surroundings for local residents. Ardwick Climate Action was recently successful in getting funding from the GM Green Spaces Fund and working in partnership with Manchester City Council, University of Manchester and Manchester Museum. They're developing a series of small projects to improve green spaces and local biodiversity awareness. Last year, Manchester Museum worked with the group on a couple of public-facing events, including one where they closed a section of the A6. And that was a brilliant community day where we had researchers from the university and a huge group of student volunteers to support planting around the area and also air quality monitoring to help advocate for the issues that Ardwick Climate Action are trying to raise awareness on. A huge congratulations to all of the Ardwick Climate Action team for their achievement, from everyone at Manchester Museum, and we really look forward to continuing to work with you.
Now for the final award in this category, which is Outstanding National or International Engagement. We have 2 highly commended and 1 winning entry. The first highly commended award goes to a project exploring migrant families' experiences of living with climate change and how this could be applied in education. Great job, Catherine Walker, the Sustainable Consumption Institution, and the young people at a Crossroads Creative Resources team. The second highly commended goes to a Manchester Museum-based project empowering young people to become leaders and change makers within the arts and heritage sector in collaboration with South Asia partners. Well done to the team at our Shared Cultural Heritage International Partnerships.
Okay. So the winner for this category is a project communicating climate change in Brazil by promoting local perspectives and knowledge to strengthen traditional coastal communities and increase their resilience to climate change. Congratulations go to Nick Weiss and the Maritorio team for making space to communicate about science, conservation, and climate change.
The Maritorio project was aiming to address the issue of climate change in coastal communities. So coastal communities are at the forefront of negative climate change effects. Their livelihoods and lives are already being affected by this. So what this project aimed to do is really help in building resilience towards future climate change, which management policies aren't currently kind of targeted towards that future reality. The project tackled this issue by firstly interviewing and surveying local community members, stakeholders, to try to gain that local knowledge base and bring that all together, so about past climate change effects and about solutions that people have found to those problems that they're currently having. Obviously, the impact of this work was to provide this common space, this common area to be able to talk about these issues and to be able to bring them together that can be used for policymakers or other groups that might be able to have some kind of impact in this way. It also had a really positive impact in providing educational resources for all levels, so from children to adults within the community, about climate change. Congratulations to Nick and the rest of the Maritorio team.
Take our stash with.
Huge congratulations to all our Public Engagement Award winners. That was quite a mammoth session there, Sheena and Attia. I really appreciate your support. Over the years, many of our winners and highly commended entrants have been involved in our annual community festival, which is therefore a great time to tell you that our next community festival is soon. This year it's on Saturday, the 10th of June, and this is where we throw open our doors to the public to come and see what our university gets up to. And many of the people here tonight, I know, are kindly giving up their Saturday to engage with the public. So there's details on your table. Do get involved. Tell your friends and family of all ages if you've enjoyed tonight. Do pass the message on and get people to come along. It's a wonderful, wonderful day. So believe it or not, we're on to our final award category for tonight, and I have great pleasure in inviting our Associate Vice President for Teaching, Learning and Students to the stage, Judy Williams, to present the award for Outstanding Teaching Innovation in Social Responsibility.
Thank you very much, Julian. It has been an outstanding evening, and it gives me great pleasure to announce the awards recognising teaching and learning practices that enhance our commitment to social responsibility. I've got 2 highly commended and 1 winner tonight. So, the first highly commended goes to a Global Development Institute project involving co-produced teaching innovations to decolonise developmental studies, giving students first-hand insights into the practices of community activists fighting for more inclusive urban development in Manchester, Kenya and Uganda. So congratulations go to the Muungano Community Savers GDI Teaching Alliance. And the second highly commended award goes to a project showcasing the university's research in industrial biotechnology to a wide range of audiences beyond our campus. Congratulations goes to Nick Wise, Leslie Ann Miller and the team behind the Industrial Biotechnology Massive Open online course. Well done to everybody who entered in this category. And now for our final winner of tonight. The winner is a project involving the UCIL course Communicating with Confidence, which enables students to create a confidence toolkit enhancing well-being throughout the curriculum. Congratulations go to, now can everybody join in? This is our last one. So can I have a bit of a drum roll, please? And the band. Congratulations to Dr. Elaine Clark with Enhancing Wellbeing Through the Curriculum. Now, unfortunately, Elaine cannot be here tonight, but she probably could hear us online. So well done to Elaine, and please put our hands together because I know that she'll be watching. And we will watch the video that's been produced.
So Elaine's Communicating with Confidence unit recognises that lots of us have issues with public speaking, and it gives students time and space in the academic curriculum to develop their communication skills and their confidence. Offered to students across the university, the unit takes a research-informed, interdisciplinary approach to developing student skills around communication. Elaine creates a personal, supportive, judgment-free learning space that empowers students to develop their confidence around communication. Rather than learning to act confident, students learn to communicate in an authentic way for maximum impact. Feedback that's shared by students long after the unit's finished and they've graduated suggests that that learning continues to positively impact their personal and their professional lives. Huge congratulations, Elaine. We're so pleased and proud to have you as part of the USO team.
Well, what an evening. Those of you alert will have noticed that I'm the one who's normally wearing a suit and a tie, and Julian's the one who's dressed casually. We've swapped that. More obviously, we've even swapped our hairstyles. What an amazing evening of celebration this has been. From Ardwick to Asia, from cancer to carbon, from biodiversity to neurodiversity, tonight's projects have really shown our university at its best. On behalf of everyone at the university, I want to pass on our gratitude, deepest gratitude and congratulations to all the highly commended entrants and winners here tonight. You offer truly wonderful examples of our university's values, of humanity, of courage, of pioneering spirit. It is a fundamental part of who we are. And I know that each and every one of us will continue to embrace this responsibility, to do our part to care for others, uplift those in need, to help create a more equitable, resilient, and just society, and build a more sustainable future to protect our planet for our future generations. Over to you, Julie.
Thanks, Nalin. I'd like to pass on a few thanks before we set you free. So thank you once again to everyone who took the time to enter. It's, as Nalin says, it's really humbling to see the great work taking place across our university. It really strikes me, if you go on social media, you'll see a lot of division in the world, but where there's division, I think tonight we've shown there's more in common than sets us apart. In a world, I think, where people, it's very easy to be cynical about the world, isn't it? But I think tonight we've shown a lot of hope and optimism for the future. And in a world, believe it or not, some people do question the value of a university, and I don't think I'm being biased in saying we've shown the invaluable contribution of universities to society in this room tonight, so thank you. So I want to say thanks to the judges who've had the difficult task of selecting the winners and highly commended. We have a majority of our judges come from outside the university and they've done a great job. I'd like to thank the Manchester Evening News who are next door interviewing our winners, Eastern Bloc for producing the film as a local company based nearby, colleagues from Food on Campus who are based in professional services for keeping us fed and watered this evening, and colleagues, yeah, thank you. And again, 2 other teams in professional services, media services and marketing and communications colleagues for managing all of our AV tonight and online channels. Please show them your appreciation. There and at the top, in that corner there, thank you. Special thanks go to Funked It Up, who provided the live sound for tonight. Thank you to our local social enterprise, Hume Garden Centre, for the table arrangements. These are designed to be reused, so somebody can take them home. No fighting, please. That's not very socially responsible. It'd be a shame to end the evening with that. So you can negotiate who gets to take them home. But big thanks, I think, need to be given to my own team, of course, in the Office for Social Responsibility. So I want to give my personal thanks to Marie and Deanne for their huge organisational skills. To Mags for her relentless work on tonight's choreography and script. All the bad jokes were Mags's, all the good ones were mine, but to Rachel, who's helped to keep us to script and manage all of our slides, films and animations at the top there. Thanks to Rachel, who's a graduate intern of ours. And last, key of all, can I give a big shout out to our Making a Difference Awards machine, the person who manages these awards from their launch last December right through to what time I'm allowed to go to Brewdog. This is, of course, Lisa Govey, so please put your hands together for Lisa as well. At the end, if you've come up to be highly commended or a winner, which is a lot of you, you're all invited to a big photograph on stage. So please come up and we're going to try and get a massive photograph. But finally, I want to give some thanks to Nazir, of course, who has shaken more hands on this stage than anyone in the last, more in the last year than any, probably the rest of your life put together. He does a lot of graduation ceremonies. So Nazir, on your desert island discs, you finished by talking about making a difference. I listened to it in preparation for this. And you talked actually about how changing just one person's life, which you've done many times in your career, can be revolutionary to do that. So as a special thank you for hosting your first Making a Difference Awards, we've asked our band to finish by playing one of your favourite songs, your final desert island disc, which I think will be recognisable to all. So have a safe trip home, everyone. Thank you and good night. Take it away, Funked It Up.